seconds live, and I'll take 2 seconds. And we've got it. Just let me just set it up. The audience is already seeing me live. They're used to my technical incapability of.
Yes, that is there. I saw that in all, all your with your starting.
Because I've still not been able to
The
solve it.
safety is always there.
And we have tried to solve it. Like I've at least muted it. And welcome everyone. Thank you so much. We've reached the 33rd mom. My mission of
Lucky number
100,
six.
yeah, 30, 100 moms, 100 interviews is going to happen. The book is going to be out. Mothers are going to be featured. Inspiration will happen. And thank you for all your support and all your love and all your comments, the way you come up to love me, to show your support. And I have mothers who are actually working very hard to create that one portrait, that story for the book. Thank you to all my pillars who've taken some responsibility away: Debbie, Francis, Melanie, Kavita, Kirtana. They're taking, some work off me so that this book is possible to reach the last stage and helping many, many mothers with their situations. So thank you, everyone. And now today I have, you know, like when I asked her what should I write your profession, and she's like, I'm just a homemaker. So I definitely wanted that just to get removed, and I'm very proudly here to say that we finally have a homemaker in our book.
Come on, yes.
And yeah, a homemaker who's been very integral part of my life since I've been growing up. She's been an inspiration since I was a child. She's a sister. She's a guide in many ways. She's been a friend, and she's been an amazing company in very, very different trips that we've made together. I totally miss her, meeting her. I've got busy. COVID has come in. I totally miss meeting her. But welcome. I call her Sweetie Didi, but today I will address her because she's a mom in the book. Sunitha Sabharwal here with us as our homemaker and a totally, totally loved person in my life. So I totally love you. And
Thank you.
let's introduce yourself and your journey till now. Just from where it started, from your college days till here. What all have you done? What all has it been? And then we'll move on to more questions.
So yes, college got over, and I think I got married at a very, very early age. Had my kids again very early,
Yeah.
and then when my younger one was young, I have three children. So my older one is 28. She's a doctor. My younger one she's doing her own business. She's 26. So when she was born, there was somebody who passed a comment because I just did a small term course, which was I'm not going to name the person, but there was a small term course I did for cakes, and I was very thrilled. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to start a business which is going to be like, I'm going to operate from the house. And I got a startling answer which said, listen, you're not capable of doing anything.
Mm.
And that was one thing which really hit me. And I was like, fuck it. I'm going to prove not to myself, but to her. But that time it was more to prove to another person that I am worthy.
Yeah.
So I started my thing from the scratch, not taking money from anybody. I used to bake one cake. The only person, yes, who was elemental in helping me was my dad.
Yeah.
My husband was always there, but he never, never put, never was like a force pushing me. But yeah, silently he just stood by me.
Yeah.
And main force was my dad.
Yeah.
So I borrowed a little bit of money from him, and I used to sell one cake and then I used to go and buy the stuff. I used to sell one cake and then I used to buy the stuff. And there reached a time in my life where I did 4,000 kilos of chocolate for Diwali,
Wow.
which was like amazing. And that year I had my son, and I was like 3 months, he was just 3 months old. And that is the year I did the thing that day. That year my dad passed away. So it was like a bad, bad year for me in that per se. But yes, I thoroughly enjoyed the journey, had lots of ups and downs, but I never gave up after that because for me, then it was proving to myself that yes, I am more worthy than what others think me to be.
Yeah.
And I'm very blessed in that way that my daughters never ever take me for granted.
Yeah.
They are there fully to support me in whatever I do. And then after that, I started my own bakery, which again I did very well. But after that, I just gave it up again. And now I'm on my this journey of finding myself in a very spiritual way. So let's see where this takes me. That's my life lesson.
So I've seen you. I've come and stayed with you during those times when you've baked cakes, and I'm in the middle of the night sitting with you trying to put wrap up your chocolates because I'm just visiting you. I used to visit you very often in Mumbai. I used to definitely have a trip with you in Mumbai, and I've had conversations. We've had deep conversations. We've had, shared each other's heart out, and we've understood. But I've always looked up to you because I used to see you that it's 10 o'clock, everybody's gone to sleep. You would sit down on the table in the whole house, and it should be there. I remember you sit down on the table, everything spread, and you're still in your night stuff, doing it till morning 3:30, 4:30. And I'm like, and in the morning again, rushing. And what I loved totally about you was there was no way that you were missing from your children's life. You were always available for your children, you were always there. But at the same time, yes, I think you've definitely come a long way. At that time, it was more about proving it to the world that I can do it than anything else. And and that's what happens to most mothers. We get these judgmental comments. We are looked at, the guilt comes on us, that what will you do and work? You have children, what are you going to do? Some of us are part in India of joint families. Some of us, even if you're not part of joint families, we have this chatter going on into our head. What will people think? Even if we have to go for work, every morning I was talking to a corporate mom, and I was telling her that I've seen you every morning going, succeeding, and every downfall, like coming back and falling and falling and falling and then raising again. So this kind of stuff happens to all mothers. And for me, your inspirational journey is also because of you've always been a shine, for all of us as cousins. We've looked up to you. We've looked up to the fact that you've been positive no matter what's happening in families, what's happening. You always only showered love to us, and that's why I think you've also received a lot of love from everyone because you've showered a lot of love. But to keep that positivity, what took for you to keep being a giver in spite of sometimes feeling absolutely empty, absolutely down on your knees, absolutely thinking that no way I can live life like this? Because you were us like before, and I don't want to use these statements before we became moms because that's what I'm trying to cut now. That
Eradicate,
we
yes.
never say before we became moms because our children are reasons to rise. But the journey that you took, which all moms take, and then those dark times when comes in which you just don't find anyone and you just think that that's it, this is it.
So,
What
Shikha, there was
made
one
you keep going?
statement which I read somewhere which really kind of inspired me that if you don't have it, you cannot give it. So,
True,
if I don't have love within me, I'll never be able to give it. So,
true,
the minute I deplete love from myself,
right,
I'm not being able to give it to anybody, and
true,
nor am I willing to receive it.
right,
It's always a circle.
right,
What goes, what comes. Similarly, I always tell that, okay, so if I need to be positive, I have to think about things which make me positive, things
right,
which give me happiness. So, necessarily, if I've had a fight with you, I'm going to think on that, okay, shit, Shikha is like this. I've been just fighting with her. The energy I'm going to give you is only going to be that.
yeah,
But the minute I start thinking of the good times I've spent with you,
right,
the bad things just get depleted. And it's just that vibration of joy which I've shared with you which comes across.
yeah,
So I think that is one thing which always kept me going. And I always tell my children one thing that till the time you don't have it. So today, if I feel a relationship or anything is not honoring of me, it's because I am not honoring myself.
true, true. And
So
we're giving the permission for everybody to
just
come
walk upon
and
us.
make those comments, and the permission is granted, and we are granting the energy, also the permission to enter us in this way that can lead us down.
Very
I think both of us, apart from being cousins, apart from being close, apart from you having this special bond with me, I think both of us mind wise are pretty similar. We
very true.
pretty, we've always tried to move forward. We've tried to say, there's a bigger thing in the picture.
Yes,
Let's just like forget about it. And that's why I think I totally understand from where you come from, because at the end of the day, I think even I'm very close to my father, and you're very close to your father, and the father energy has been very strong to us. And both
very
of them, as humans, have are the builders of relationships and families.
very true.
They've built relationships, and coincidentally, both of them were the elder brothers in
Yes,
joint
and
family.
I'm the older one too also.
Yeah, and you're the older one too. But it's just that I think it all passes the ripple effect from your parents
Very
does go down. And that's why, in this whole journey of this book, I'm talking about the ripple effect on the children. The fact that photography is no more about memories, it's about an image. Like, how do I look? If I don't
yes.
look certain way, don't put my pictures on. It's not about so, and children and teenagers, your daughters have already gone ahead, but I have a teenager niece coming up now, and I see her as well, and I see many of her age people, to see the pictures, to keep judging them, to see if you don't look nice before they even post it on Facebook or Instagram, because they are so scared of being
It's not
judged.
only about teenagers, Shikha. I think it's yet there even in my age circle where a lot of friends are there, and all of us do it. I mean, there were times even when we used to all use filters for our photographs.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so it's there even today. It's not only for teenagers. I
yes,
think that's there for. I think my son is also a teenager right now, so
yes,
he too has
yeah,
that thing that okay, I need to look good. But again, the thing comes, you don't want to look good for yourself.
yeah.
You want to look good for the people who are seeing you.
Because the chatter is surrounding the camera, no? That when I go here, now Shika Khanna is going to go into the camera. She's going live. Look at her crazy. She's like, what's wrong with her hair and the dark circles? She's lost weight. That's going to come from my family. Who's going to go live and live her dreams? Because the dream is going to stop. So now that you entered this book, I think, and you know what happens is when I took this journey, and I want the audience to know this whenever they start coming in, is that the minute life enters you, somehow you don't need the filters. You don't
That's
need
true.
anything because you start vibrating so much that everything about you and every picture about you, you just start loving it.
Yes,
And you only start creating those images that are lovable. It's the self criticism. The more we do, the more we see that in us and the more we show that in our pictures. And that's why
basically it's
what,
your
yeah,
judgments, you
yeah.
have.
It's all judgment. So the ripple effect I was talking about is coming on teenagers now. Yes, it's already there. It's coming from us. That the people are
Very true.
saying that it's coming from us. That for God's sake, somebody put a picture of mine in a family picture where I'm sitting in a pajama with a oily hair. My God, the child has had it that day. Now, how could you even put my picture there? Do you think I'm looking okay? Look, what are people going to think about me? So that goes down, and then the child starts thinking, photography is not about that. Photography is about looking good. And I've had many discussions with many mothers that children have started going on Zoom calls with, concealing their dark circles because they see their mothers concealing dark circles when they go for a Zoom call. Kids have started to criticize, kids have lost weight because they see their mother criticizing all the time about their weight. So this book is all about the fact that we have to stop this chatter, because if you see a bigger picture, this mother earth of ours is, you're in the energy space, is full of nurturing energy.
Yes.
And if the nurturer itself is so down with so much negative talk, with so much negativity, with no inspiration, I don't think so we can heal this earth. No matter what we do, we will not be able to do it. And that's why this mission I've started, to say that the mother energy needs to be healed. It's high time. Let's not start staying there so low that one, this camera scares us. And that's why this whole self-portrait movement, because women are going to take their self-portrait, their stories, and put them out and release it forever and say, it doesn't matter how I look. What matters is how I'm living. And am I
I
shining?
think more than living is what you be.
Yeah, that's what.
So it's the energy that you be. I just feel if your energy of joy, if your energy of nurturing,
Yeah,
you're going to be that and you're going to raise such kids, and
absolutely.
that's the only way you can empower them.
Yes.
Today, if you want to create kids who, for them, it's just a Instagram post which is good, then you're just going to have those kind of children. But today, if you tell kids that, listen, it's okay, even if you fall,
Yeah,
it's a procedure. You're going to rise.
yeah,
So it's just like a tree which has seeds.
yeah,
That seed is going to fall, and ultimately it is going to go into a tree.
yeah,
But the thing
absolutely.
is that we don't let our children fall.
Yeah,
We want to protect them to a level that, like today, if they don't want to talk to me for some reason, it's perfectly okay because I think that's the space they want.
yeah,
They don't want to talk to me, fine.
yeah,
But the minute I start judging them, that nahi, they are not talking to me. I am their mother. They are supposed to talk to me.
yeah. Yeah, and
It's
mothers everywhere around the world are struggling with it, and these are like real struggles of mothers. These are the real struggles of mothers happening. I have very young kids. I have a 2-year old. I feel that I have struggles that I do on everyday basis, and that puts a mother into a zone where she forgets herself because she's totally constantly trying to resolve, and especially young mothers of young kids. When you were younger, you were trying to just resolve how I should be an inspiration to my children, how and we just don't forgive ourselves. So little bit mistakes comes, we start, criticizing ourselves, and we're trying to hide our emotions from our children. We're always trying to figure out that how everything should look rosy for them, and that's how we protect them, and that's
that's what
how,
happened with me also when I started with my work, with
yeah,
my bakery, and I was 6 years down in my bakery, and then I just shut it because Darsh, my son, was really tiny that time.
yeah,
And there was a guilt factor which used to eat into me because I used to leave home at 10, come home at 8:39, and I used to be so tired. I used to not have time even to look at him.
yeah,
Okay, so I told myself, okay, listen, I'm going to shut my work because that guilt was eating into me.
yeah,
But now I realize somewhere down the line, I don't think he would have been any different if I have continued my work.
yeah.
Probably I would have been a better inspiration for him if I could have handled both of them together.
You're already an inspiration.
No, I would have been a stronger inspiration. I'm not saying from the point of view as an inspiration, but him to be aware that there are a lot of things which can be handled. I don't have to give up something to handle another thing in a better way.
That's precisely this book is all about. That, and one of the mothers said that our children have to see us climbing Everest. Jenny is here and she's saying good morning to us. But our children have to see us climbing Everest, so they know they can climb too. You know,
Right,
and if we only go down, if we always tell them giving up is the thing, they will somewhere imitate us somewhere, some part of their lives, and they will always give up because that's what they've learned. But I want you to read that passage, which is very inspirational, because I want to move on to why you're in this book also, because I want your children to one day open this book, and many mothers to open who are just we are just a homemaker, and open that book and see, wow, my mom is in one of the 100 inspiring moms across the world. And like for rest of their lives, they will show it to their children that your grandmom was in this book. Can you imagine? She's one of the inspiration moms. But you're in inspiration because of many more reasons, but I want you to read that para first, and then
fine.
um,
So I'm just going to read it as it is.
as it is.
Okay. So I have outgrown many things. I have outgrown relatives who gladly offer criticism but no support. I have outgrown my need to meet my family's unrealistic expectations of me. I have outgrown women who wear masks and secretly rejoice at misfortune. I have outgrown shrinking myself for men who are intimidated by my intelligence and outspoken nature. I have outgrown friends and family who cannot celebrate my accomplishments. I have outgrown people who conveniently disappear when life gets a little dark. I have outgrown those who take pleasure in gossiping and spreading negativity. I have outgrown dull, meaningless conversations that feel forced. I have outgrown those who don't take a stand against ignorance and injustice. I have outgrown trying to please everyone. I have outgrown society constantly telling me I do not fit in as I am smart or too much. I have outgrown trying to fix every little flaw. I have outgrown my tendency to fill my mind with overcaring for people and healing their self doubt and insecurity. I have outgrown trying to find reasons not to love myself. I have outgrown anything and anyone that does not enrich in the essence of my soul. I have outgrown many things and I have never felt freer. How does it get even better than this? Now, what else is possible? I have outgrown, yet I am rooted deeply. I hold my ground firmly. I am happy in this space and not judgmental at all.
Beautiful. Actually, I just suddenly remembered, if I just can catch hold of that book. Yes, I see it. I want to read a book. I read it in one of the interviews, and you will love it as well, because this is the count. Like this is this is a beautiful thing, and you will love it. It says, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You're a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same.
Mm.
As we all liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
It's always there.
So it completes what you're saying. And the fact that most of us are so scared to shine, and we're so scared that somebody will not like it, somebody will have a problem, somebody will not do it, and one life, just one life gone in this chatter. And it's amazing that I've realized it through the camera that this chatter is there, but the problem is not the photograph, the problem is the chatter that I'm trying to resolve through photography, and has become my purpose in life at this point in time. That the minute this chatter goes off, how do I look? Are we using filters? Is it okay? What will people think? I
How many
suddenly
likes am I getting? That's
so
the latest.
yeah, that's the latest.
I find it so funny. I have nephews and nieces who are that teenagers,
Yeah,
and it's the first thing that comes onto the thing is, oh, I've got so many likes. I've
yeah,
got so many likes. And
yeah,
it's not only that, it's very funny. So I was doing Zumba also.
yeah.
So I had my instructor who wanted to post with me because he said you have a lot of
I saw
followers.
that. So cute.
So we put up this post and he kept on calling me up, Madam, itne calls, itne likes ho gaye, itne likes ho gaye. And I was like, seriously, are you noticing every like that is coming on the thing? I said, we were just enjoying ourselves. We were just creating fun.
Yeah, yeah,
But they lose that moment because they want to be more interested in the likes that they get
because
than
the
being what
nur-
it is being there.
the nurturer is in pain. No, that's what I was trying to tell you. The nurturer energy is in pain. What are we distributing is this. How can you? How can a mother who's a nurturer not spread this message of the fact that I'm not like it's not good? That's the only thing which is important. We've done that. We are all guilty of it. The energy that's happening in this cosmos is in this earth which is surrounding. I totally believe it's the pain of the mother that nobody understood. It's her self-image that she spread out to her children and generations down, that is led to today it being used in social media, because it's so deep rooted in our cellular memory
Memory, yes.
that this is what will make you happy, that people will like you, it will make you happy, that is what will uplift you, or that is what will bring you down. Simple.
Yeah, it's just that one like. So
Yeah, but it's so
it's
deep
not
rooted.
us liking ourselves.
Yeah,
Where are we liking ourselves?
yes. And that's why this book is coming out to say there's still mothers who are working hard, and I am here trying to embrace as many mothers possible, sitting virtually, to say, let's not judge each other, let's not forget about what's happened. Yes, we are down, but time to rise. And this book will become that friend to many mothers who are going to sit and unfold the stories and
And I just feel, Shikha, it's okay to fall. It's
yeah,
okay.
it is.
It's not a big deal.
Yes. It's
We
easier
have
said than
all
done because different falls
fallen.
happen to different people. And
Oh, but that is the mode we all need to be in. Like today, I realize that I keep on shouting at my son. He's in the 10th standard. You need to study. You'll fail. You'll fail. You'll fail. But then at back of my mind, I always feel, okay, what if he fails?
yeah,
Is that the end of everything? No, he has another year. He can repeat it.
yeah,
It's but it's just that at that point, I'm like, no, he will waste a year.
yeah.
But then I realize, no, it is okay too.
Yeah, it's that because you're in a journey of still the transformation happening
Yeah.
and coming here, so you're juggling from here to here to here to here. And I mean, it happens again. The story is a common story across the world. It's not story of yours sitting here. And moving on to the fact that where I find your story definitely fitting in is that you worked with a lot of cancer patients, especially kids.
Yes.
and find and you found your light there. You worked with them. What was still that all about? Like, how did you get into uh,
Uh,
putting so
so
much time there?
about maybe around 4 or 5 years back, I had a friend who was doing these diaries, which were made for the benefit of these cancer patients,
Yeah,
and the money which was earned was going to go to them. So
right,
I was very intrigued. I said, okay, I just want to know where is this. And apparently that home happened to be in Chembur only, which is called Access Life, which I'm very closely connected to. But now because of COVID, we can't go there. In fact, my old home, which was there, which was like a 5 BHK, we have given it to them on rent, but a very nominal thing. So there is a very deep rooted connection with them, though I'm not there physically, but I think emotionally I am, like every small thing that in my is there in my life, I celebrated with them, so giving them lunch or whatever. So that's like my contribution, whatever little bit I can do with them. So that is my thing. And being with those children is one thing I realized was that you can find happiness anywhere. You know, they were tiny kids of even 2 years who were going through so much of pain. The chemo they used to go, they were so cranky. But the minute you used to divert their mind, they were the happiest. I mean, we adults, I think we have little fever and we are like, shit, we are down and out. But the kind of pain that poor child was going through, and that is one thing when I learned was that I need to be grateful for everything I have. Those two things I learned from them is that happiness doesn't have to be related to your surroundings or to what is going on in your life. It is something which is felt within.
right,
And they were happy without any expectations. Like I didn't have to, bribe them to be happy.
right,
Just that one smile would make them happy.
right. Yes,
Just
and I've
playing
worked with,
with them would make them happy.
yeah, and
They
I've
never
worked,
expected that I would give them something and then with the happiness. Like, I
yes,
mean, I see our kids, their happiness is so materialistic at times. It's like till the time you don't give them something per se, that happiness doesn't shine through them. But with them, it wasn't like this. So it's the small, small things in life where you feel that, yeah, it is a journey. I mean, though they were so small, they really taught me a lot of things,
yeah,
which I realize now.
yeah. And then young kids are like, I've worked with a lot of street kids myself, and I at a very young age I worked with them. So for me, I always used to think that how come, because I was very fascinated with eyes, and I used to wonder how are their eyes shining more than people who and kids or us, like why is this child's eyes shining more than mine? I have everything. But it's just, I think life, in a way, the way people accept it, the way they live it, they're living it fully. Even if there's one small thing that they get, they live that fully rather than just saying, now what's next, now what's next, now what's next. They just live it, they express it, and that's how. So I mean, it's totally amazing. I've seen you totally getting emotionally connected to these cancer patients, and good and that's why, I want to tell through the fact that even if you're homemakers, you don't have to always become the corporate heads. You don't have to always reach ladders. You can make an impact in whatever way you can, by first showing up in life, second by being an inspiration to your own children, and third by extending whatever hand you can. Because the minute you extend that hand, you teach your children that
Yes,
extending hand is a good thing. Because if they don't see their mother extending hand, they will never, like, I know till today that my grandfather's time used to go to an orphanage and used to distribute food. Now that as a memory at that time was just an event, but for us now till today, every time we share something, it comes from that sharing that we've learned from
right,
that act. So very, very important. Even if we are homemakers, even if we are sitting back, if we think we can't do anything, the ripple effect is happening to the children. And for even for that sake, if we just move forward, extend hand, and then find the fact that our children will look at it and say, this is the way to share. And that itself is a great message that you've given to your children. And I know that one fine day it will dawn on them suddenly what sharing meant, because my mom was sharing a part of her life, a part of her heart for somebody else's pain, and giving them a little happiness and finding it. And just to, before we wrap up this whole thing, you're also taking a journey into the healing world. what is that bringing in your life? Because it's been a
Yeah.
lot, like your children are all
So
grown up now.
that has got a lot of awarenesses in my life, which I wasn't never aware of so many things, but that awareness, like small things which make me aware not only about myself, but around people also, about their thoughts, their feelings, their emotions. And somewhere I have started being less judgmental about a lot of things in life. Like today, if I mean, there are certain people in my life who have done X amount of things to me, but then probably 4 years down the line, I would have definitely judged them as being bad. But today, I accept the fact and acknowledge it that, yeah, it's a choice they are making.
Yeah,
It's not uh, right or wrong.
yeah,
Everybody makes their choices, and everybody keeps on creating what they choose to create, whether it's chaos or whether it's cheer or whether it's joy.
yeah. And it's
The
a
rest,
story. It's everybody has their own story, their own reasons.
exactly.
What is it? And it's better to keep moving forward, because sitting and judging is also a chatter, and the chatter just wastes time. And I keep telling people this since the time I've realized that we're just surrounded by this chatter in our head. Since it started dissolving, I suddenly think I have too much time to read books, to do
Yeah.
things, to do other things, to do courses, in spite of being a mom with sleepless nights and other things happening in COVID, I still feel, and this project, I still feel I have more time because the chatter is going out. And that's
And I
what
just feel if you feel that that
I
person is not
Debbie.
contributing to you,
Yeah.
you can always move away.
Mm.
That is again a choice. But many a times we don't have the guts to do it because probably that person is a close relative or a close friend or whoever. But it's just that again we are stuck with the judgment that वो क्या बोलेगा या वो क्या सोचेगा. It's
Yeah.
never that, okay, is this contributing to me?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That is where I started realizing, okay, so this person, so today if I don't feel like meeting somebody, I tell the person, okay, I'm not coming. I
Yeah.
don't want to meet.
Yeah.
I
You-
don't feel like coming. Initially I used to have that excuses, nahi, I have this work, I have this work. But today I tell the person, okay, listen, I don't feel like coming. I'm not coming.
and you're okay with it. And that's the
Yes,
resolving that you've done. And
yes,
that's the resolving if most of the mothers can do, that it's okay. Like a lot of times I say, like this is my journey still, and I'm totally immersed in this project. In spite of that immersion, sometimes I feel like doing the interview and saying, okay, now I just feel like I'm so full of light. I feel like listening to some music and you know reading some book before I go down to meet the kids. But as a mom, and
yeah.
especially young kids, you're just like, you're
Nahi,
crazy. The chatter starts
please
coming
nahi.
up. Yeah, come on. Like, are you crazy? You've already been on a live for 1 hour. They've already been waiting for you. Are you really crazy? You're going to spend another half an hour, 40 minutes just lying down and doing this. So it's very difficult to keep breaking away as a mom from that, because we are made like that. And that's, I mean, it's a good thing to be with your children. But I think the good thing also is to recognize when we are going down, to bring ourselves back so that this raising is a fun part to do, and then rise above so that you become an inspiration for these people.
So
So
what
if
if you
that,
listen to the music and get them along and listen the music to the music with
yeah,
them?
yeah, but sometimes I don't want anybody, and I'm honestly saying it.
So
I
then
know,
you can have your space.
I know. But in spite of being heading a movement like this, it's the energy that you deal
Yes.
with. The ma, you hear outside, and I'm like, come on, let's forget it. I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, and that, like, that's what I still don't say that this project is not about any kind of thing that we rights of mothers need to do it. It's just a heart of a mother. When she becomes a mother, it gets into these contradictions. She's
Yeah.
always fighting.
There's
She's
always a
always,
tug and pull within
yeah,
you.
it's
It's
always
like,
happening, and she's trying her level hard, and this project is just trying to say that it's okay, it's happening to you and it's fine, but let's just like figure a little things out, remove the chatter, remove the self judgment, give ourselves permission to
just
be
be
feel
you.
happy. Yeah, and just give yourself permission to be happy. And if you made mistakes with your children, and if things are not going okay, you can take 2 minutes off and say, fine, I just think I
Yes,
just
yes,
failed at this at this moment, but
definitely.
I'll pick myself up and go back, because the next generation is also dependent on your sanity, and rather than trying to burn yourself out and then screaming and shouting and getting frustrated and then feeling guilty that why did I scream and shout, why did I say these things. It's better that we can resolve it, and that's why this beautiful book is coming out, to just say fine, you're not able to resolve it, pick this book up, sit
And
with it
read
for
it.
some time, and just unfold the story of these mothers and say what did they do. Maybe you get your answer. So maybe one day some other shade gives you an answer, the other day some other shade, and at a different point in time some shade inspires you. And that's why the pulse of this book is very, very strong right now, that 100 shades of mothers are coming in, and all mothers and their stories. There is nothing to do with how famous or not so famous you are. You're a mother. I feel you need to be in the book because I see you in the book inspiring some mothers, and that's it. That's why the mothers are here. And I have some beautiful moms, and we have Debbie. Debbie, self-love and appreciation. Debbie's a grandmom, and she's also one of my pillars. But Debbie is absolutely. Sumitra is here as well. Another mother I really look up to, and Debbie, I really get inspired because I always thought it was India where grandmoms are taking care of.
The children.
I don't know. I had this notion before I started this
I
project.
think all of us have that.
Yeah, and we all think in India that basically
Abroad, it's very cool.
it's only in India that as a mother you're stuck till you're a grandmother and great grandmother. You're just stuck with children.
Yes.
But that's the view we are raised with, right? It's only in India. I think everybody else, people start living their lives the minute their children become 18. That's not true. I find Devi, even today, the granddaughter hanging on with her calls right there. She's in the middle of the call. She's rocking. The grandma, like the granddaughter, is shutting the laptop and she's saying, okay, I'm just going to take care of her and come back to you, but I have to say this. So I really feel that this mother thing is there across. It's
Yes.
just we've not opened our minds, we've not opened our eyes yet, and this COVID and this online world has opened this eye, because we possibly could have not met so many mothers across to live their
Very true.
lives, because we would have not known. My God, even in Australia, the mother feels like that. Somewhere in Debbie in Canada, she's a grandmother and she feels like that. And she's in a farm with 100 people in her village, and she has cows to take care of. And then she's a superstar when it comes to social media, and she's leading as a leader. Sumitra is here, who's a double. She's a black belt in don't kill me, taekwondo. Yeah, I was about to say karate. She would have killed me from sitting from Cincinnati. Yeah, so she's an attack, and I think I'm correct. But I just love the way she shows up. Jenny is here, helping us all the time, supporting us, and saying this. Yes, this is needed. So it's the mother. It's the mother that needs to solve. And this book, my vision is, will be a friend to a lot of mothers and say, wow, this happened. Really? This happened to me as
Yes.
well.
This happened to me too.
Yeah, this happened to me, or to a mother, multiple things will happen in multiple stages, and they will relate to all kinds of
All of
mothers
them. Yes.
at different stages and uplift
I think
themselves.
every mother goes through most of the stages all mothers go through. Probably it's just a little different concept or a different turn or a different bend.
Yeah.
But that feeling of judgment, feeling of guilt, feeling
Yes.
of fear is always inbuilt.
Yes. And Sarah is here as well, and she's an amazing person as well. Sarah, totally loved you as well. Soumya is here. Soumya is a teacher, and she's an inspirational teacher as well. Supporting this movement. So the only thing I want to say to all the moms is that when moms were created, they were created with this problem, because I recently read somewhere that even if you're in a five-star hotel, like hospital, delivering a child, the chaos of the child delivery is still the same that it is when you're delivering it in a tribal area or you're delivering it somewhere else. The thing that a mother goes through even in a five-star is the same, and even is this thing. So the nature has not uh, created these
Yes.
boundaries in mothers. Nature has not created anything, because the feeling of
Discriminated
the mother
between
is the same.
anybody. Yes.
Like, you can be the richest person mother in this on this world, or somebody who's very, very humble, from a humble background. When you deliver a child, what you go through
It's the
goes
same.
all the mothers. And not only that, I think it transcends to animals as well. Even the animal mother is going through that. She's going through these things as well. We've just not realized it. So I think the mother pulse needs to be uplifted a bit, and this is
Yes.
a very small effort to uplift that. And thank you for being you, an inspiration to this family that I belong
Thank
to,
you
and
so much.
I always looked up to you. And I know that you have
And I love you.
many love you too, and many more journeys you're going to take. You just started a beautiful journey of healing, and it'll
Yes.
take you to places. Or you're totally inspired by you. And don't say, I'm just a homemaker. You should start saying, I'm a homemaker. Do you want anything else? I'm a homemaker. That's a
Yes.
big thing.
Okay, I'm a homemaker.
Yes. Yes, my cows mothers up beautifully. Yeah, truth, universal language of mothers love the birthing a new life. Yes, it's all there. It is Devi, and thank you for being part of it. Sarah, Soumya, and many more are going to just join this. Thank you for this big hug that you guys give me through your comments. And not only that, in the background, all these mothers are actually working on the book to make this book happen in 100 days. I was just getting up in the morning. I said, why didn't I say 200 days? Who told me to say 100 days? Like, it's just looking like impossible to me. But I think we'll do it. Debbie, we'll
But
do it, right?
you have been a creator, Shikha.
I
So you will create this. It's okay.
I know, but I do keep having the self doubt. Like 200 days would have been a better thing. Girl, why did
Can
you
you
get
pick
up and
two
say,
mothers in a day?
uh, I'll
Two
do
mothers?
something. It's not only the interviews, but it's also creating the book, right? So I'm in the version of now creating the book because, I call resistance comes back.
Yeah.
It comes on me, it comes on everybody. So the interview happened. It will happen to you as well. And because you're my sister, I can say it directly that the interview is happening and you'll shut the thing and you'll say, what, now I have to take my picture? Oh, I have to write my story as well. I just thought it was about interview and just talking about we being moms, and that comes, and that is a resistance
Yes.
because that is stopping you, and resistance is an energy. I keep saying it. It is not an ordinary thing. We have to fight it and say,
Fight it. Yes.
get aside. I need some work to do. I'm an inspirational page in this book. It's going to go down to history. I'm not saying it's going to be a historical book. Once the story is printed,
If it
that's,
inspires just one mother also,
yes,
I
and
think
it's
it
a
makes a lot of difference.
history. It's
Like you just said, ripple effect. So that one
yes,
mother,
absolutely.
so many
So
mothers or so
just
many
even
children.
that history that you're creating, we need to uplift ourselves, take time, put it out there, and then release it. So we are going to do that on 7th of November. I'm still looking at that date, and I hope I don't have to say just 50 more days needed. Not because of anything else. It's me more than anybody else that I sometimes have a self doubt, but then I do the same thing that I'm telling mothers. We will uplift ourselves. We will go forward, and we'll say that it's happening. It's all
It
happening.
will happen. Let's
Yeah,
put it that way.
yeah, it's happening. It's happening.
And the universe will always have your back
Yes,
because you wanted to have your back. So
yes.
let's be that energy.
So that's why I'm blessed because I also have a lot of healers and followers of healers to keep saying, Dashika, you can do it, you can do it.
Yes.
So that's the mother energy, that's the mother blessing. I'm absolutely with the mother pulse and totally love you guys for it. And we will be introducing more. I have your 33rd mom. If my math is correct, 67 more moms to come up.
Wow.
How exciting is that? 67
That's
more shades to
how
introduce.
does it get better than that?
Oh, yes. Just to sit with 100 moms on a Zoom call says we did it.
Yes,
We are there to start. We're starting this whole thing and we are going to start the healing of the mom pulse from here. So that's
definitely.
take care. Don't go
You
off.
too.
I'm just going offline. Thank you, Soumya. Mothers are going to be uplifted. Debbie, wow, 33 moms. She can't believe it because she's like so fast. It's moving and Uh, Debbie is also sent a very cute character there of going up there. Healing of the mom's pulse. Love it. Yes, Devi. Thank you so much. This can't get better. Thank you, Soumya. And I'm going to just go offline. Otherwise, they will just keep showering me with love and I'll just keep sticking here and letting their comments. Thank you so much. I love
Thank
you
you
all.
so
See
much.
you. Bye.